Hi, this is Suzanne Farr in classroom management for the fourth ahas that I experienced in this class were, number one, I learned or relearned my love for having a student-centered classroom. The impact of reading Michael Linson's book and many of his articles got me rethinking about what I really think should happen in a school and in a classroom and how that should happen. And the article by Paul C. Gorski was another impetus in getting me a little bit more recentered on the student in my room. My second aha moment was developing an entrance procedure for my room, which I had never really done as an art educator very well, if at all. It was a pretty standard, boring procedure that didn't really necessarily help students adjust to being in the art room very well from their other classrooms or from the hallway. And in 7 Successful Strategies for Managing Middle School Students by Cassidy Rankin, I learned how to do entrance procedures, and in classroom jobs I got some more ideas. The number 3 aha moment was using storytelling, which I've used sort of improvised storytelling before. I had never recorded a story, and I like that method because it would be consistent from class to class, and I could also play it while I was doing something else, like getting the supplies ready. So I liked Flip Video for a lot of reasons, and that's a couple reasons of how that could work with storytelling. And Losing Students' Attention by Jessica Balzi was the main impetus for me choosing that method. I've always believed that students come with challenges, and my fourth aha moment is helping more students become successful. As Amber Kane states, overall, when it comes to classroom management, focus on building relationships with your students from day one. It is important to remember, as Tim Bogat says, if you tackle the problem heads on at the beginning of the semester, you will save so much time throughout the course of the class. That was in 5 Simple Classroom Management Solutions, written in 2015. In terms of 3 things that I'm sure to use from this class, my bell ringer activity, Art Detective, is proving to be very successful. It brings kids into my class with an art activity that is focused on history, and so I'm getting that part of the curriculum covered in a different way than I would have thought of ever before. I read this article by Cassidy Rankin called 7 Successful Strategies, as I said earlier, and that's where I got the idea for an art history. I've been using Canvas learning management software to create a quiz that I give a grade, but it's a formative grade. And I also have been using Google Quizzes, again, as a formative grade, using a form and turning it into a quiz. Both of those keep data that I can use to share with parents and students. The range is from anywhere 8 proactive classroom management tips, and this is number 2 under the things that I will definitely use. My favorite idea on this list is number 5, give behavior specific praise. That it may seem counterintuitive, but acknowledging positive behavior and ignoring low-level disruptions can be more effective than punishing or disciplining. That was from Terada in 2019. Both of those sort of affirm something I've already been doing, along with being really having a follow-through leads to better classroom management, in my opinion. And it was really good to read that, and it's something that I am continuing to use. The other number 3 thing that I'm going to continue in my classroom and learned a lot about within this class is from Burrell and Bogatz and Kane and Balsey and Alicia Eggers Kazmarek, just being consistent with routines overall. And all of those articles I felt were some of the best ones I read all quarter. In terms of 2 things that I still wonder about classroom management, one thing I wonder as I get older, will I still be able to connect to the kids and communicating with them as I do now? I seem to continue to connect even though I'm 50. It helps having a 16-year-old at home, and I'm hoping I can keep on top of trends and memes and things like that. It really helps to connect with the student. And I'm also wondering how I can reach more students where they're at. And one thing that I'll never forget is that we can all change and try to become better people. And one example of this was how I made these signs about not bullying and not talking about people and not putting people down in my room. And then once I put those up, I thought, well, I better not be caught doing that. And it's just, you know, obviously I probably wouldn't have done that in front of the students anyway, but it was a good reminder to me in my professional and personal life to stop that. It's never a good practice, and it's something that most religions and most ethical and moral systems deal with, and it's really made an amazing difference in my room. I have gossiping a little bit going on in one class, but I've talked to the students about it privately, no public shaming, and I've talked to them about it, how there's other things to talk about, and please don't pry into other people's business either. That came up this week when a student was absent. So I just really feel like I really reconnected with some of the reasons and some of the ways I felt about teaching when I started 23 years ago, and that felt really good. So it's been great participating in this class. I've enjoyed your instruction, Dr. Harmon, and enjoyed interacting with all my peers. Thank you very much.